Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you all are having a great day. Welcome to this brand new episode of our channel. And today we are going to design this landing page using Next.js. So before creating the project, make sure you have already Node.js installed in your system. And once you see this, that means yes, you have it in your system. And before starting the project, I'm going to take you to the Next.js documentation so that next time when you are creating this project, you are able to do it just by yourself. You don't need any other tutorial or help. So to find Next.js documentation, just search for Next.js. And this is the first link which is going to help you to find documentation. Here you can click on this docs. If you follow all this setup process, you can set up next project in your system. So to create a next project, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use earn. So in case if or npx, let's just go with npx. So for that I'm going to say npx, and after that if you see this, we have create next app. So for that I'm going to type create next app and just the name of the app, and for now I'm going to just say landing page. Okay, landing page. Now press enter. The installation process will take a little bit of time, but once it's done you can start working with the project. So just give it a few seconds or few minutes, it will be done. Now once the installation process is done, press cd for changing the directories and type landing page. This is the project we have created, and here if I type ls, you can see all the folders and file, but that's not what we need right now. So I'll type code dot to open up my Visual Studio Code. You can go with any other code editor you want, but I'll go with Visual Studio Code. So inside this style, we don't need this home module, so I'm gonna delete it. Just organizing the projects, nothing else. So inside this index, we don't need this much thing, so I'm gonna just remove all of this. I'm gonna remove this style as well. Let's keep the head because we need it. We don't need this module because it doesn't exist anymore. So for the footer, I'm gonna keep it okay, let's just remove this for now. I'm gonna keep it empty for now, but later we'll work on it. Let's create the main, and let's say inside h1 hello next. So let's save it, and if I see our app is okay right now, we don't need any other changes inside public. No, we don't need any other changes. We can just save it. So to run this project, just to on the local development server, we have next.dev, but we can just type npm dev and it will call for the next dev. So we don't have to type next dev or anything like that, because working with npm is we are quite familiar with npm and all. So yeah, I'm gonna just type npm dev. Oh, my mistake, it will be npm run dev. So it's gonna open up the server in localhost 3000. So if I open it up, we should see it here, and we should see hello if everything works fine. And here hello next, that's what we have created here, hello next. So yeah, the project is ready. Now we are going to create the landing page. So to start working with this project and build this landing page, we need few packages, and for that I'm going to install them. So let me just close the server, and I'm going to type npm install react bootstrap and bootstrap. Come on. Once the installation process is done, we are going to start the server again, and here we are going to search for react bootstrap, and I'm going to add this script at the bottom inside this footer. I'm going to add them, and you also need css. So for that I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to add this here. So once we are done, we are going to call this foodo. Yes, that's what I came up with. Sorry for this, but you have to go with this. Okay, landing page. So foodo landing page, that's what I'm going to call that's what I want to call it now, and we can change it later, but I'm not concerned about it. So let's just continue with this. And once we are done, we are going to create some components and all. Let's just first save it and see how is it going. Apparently we are not going to see anything magical here, but I'm going to just see if Bootstrap is working perfectly or not. And for that I'm going to just for container, and as you can see it's auto imported it with the, we are going to paste it here. Now if it get refreshed, as you can see the Bootstrap is working perfectly. So we are ready with our project. It's perfectly set up now and we are gonna start working on it. This landing page is gonna have some trending features. So class morphism, I kept it in it. So rather than that, everything will be pretty much straightforward and normal. And I have all the images and all. You can check it out. I'll add the GitHub link in description. All the images are available for free, so in case if you need them, you can just give it a visit. So once we are done with this, I'm going to create a new folder here, and that will be here, and I'm going to call it components. And inside this index.js, I'm going to remove this container because we don't need it anymore. Also I'm going to remove this one. We'll import all the components here, but right now we don't have any, but I'll create it right now. So first I'm going to create a first component, and that will be top component. Okay, come on, no, I'm gonna, let's call it top component .js. Next one will be, we need few components, so let's just create them all first. Next we need service component. After that we'll have about component. Why am I doing this? No, not here. About component .js. After that we need download component. You can name it however you want, but I'm gonna keep it like this. Contact component. Great, so we have 1 2 3 4 5 components here, and we'll start working with top first, then we'll come to others, one by one. So let's start with the stop container, and I'm gonna create RFC here. I'll keep this, I'll remove this div, and I'll create a fragment. Inside this fragment we're going to need a division, and we're going to give it a class name of background. After that we need another division. Don't worry about it, I'll explain how I'm creating this division and what they're actually doing, but first let's just complete our work, then we'll come to this. Inside this division I'm gonna have a container. I will give it a class name, of course, and it will be container top. So first, do one thing, let's just design them, then I'll get into the details. So I'll just add some CSS, and in nextjs, to add CSS, what you have to do, you have to get into this as style, and here you will see global.css. So here I'm gonna add all my CSS. So first what I need the background. First comment out the thing so that we can understand what we are doing. Okay, this is background, which is actually the top background. So background will have an image, but I'll come to that later. Let's just leave a space here for now. After that we need a height, which will be 100 ph. Then we need a width, that will be 100 pw. After that we need a position, and that will be fixed. Then we need a jet index, and -1 will be okay. So last we need a top of 0 pixel. Great, so let me just save it, and let me just copy the images. So inside your public folder you can create a new folder. I'm going to just paste it here, which is assets folder, and here I have all the images I need for these projects. So yes, these are all available in GitHub and all for free, so in case if you want, you can download it. It will be easy for you to follow along. Great, so I'm gonna just add this URL here, and for that I'm gonna say public slash assets, and the image is bg.png. Great. Now once we are done with this background, we need the container top. So let's design that now, container top, and here we're going to have a padding left. We'll give it 0 pixel, of course, make sure it's important. Again, we need a padding right, 0 pixel, important. Okay, no. After that, we need the margin left, also not 0, let's go with 30 pixel. You will see why I am doing this here, but just stay with me for that. Margin right, we'll give it 10 pixel, and I'm gonna save it. And also we need to design this texture. Yeah, texture, yes, okay, we have it on top, so we'll call it here. Here I'm gonna give it background image. Well, okay, great. URL, it will be public slash assets, and I'm gonna call it texture. I think I will have it here. Let me remove this because we're gonna have a background attachment. I'll keep it fixed. Also, we're gonna have a height. I'll keep it 100 ph for now. Then we need a background repeat. I'll keep it no repeat. Oh, no repeat. Great. So now once we are done here, I'm gonna get into this index.js, and I'm gonna import this top component and top component. Now as you can see, it got auto imported, and I'm gonna close it here. Let's save it and let's see if we are getting some error or any result. So yes, we have a result. Now how is it happening? Don't worry, I'm gonna explain it to you. So what we have here, we have a top component, and inside this fragment, why we are using this, because we need a parent division. So instead of using a division, I'm using a fragment. So if you want to use a division completely, you can go for that, no issue with that. So here we have two divisions, one is background, another one is texture, which will contain this container, which will and I'll come to this part later. But what we need, important thing is right now texture and background. So as you can see, we have a background. If I comment this out and refresh it, as you can see, we don't have any background here. And here I have a texture. So let me just undo this, and let me remove this texture. So if I remove it, as you can see, we have the background here, but we don't have this dots texture. So let's undo that as well, and let me save it. So we have everything we need here. And now for the CSS, this is a pretty standard CSS, basic CSS. So in case if you are not comfortable with this, I'll recommend you to learn CSS first, because these are all standard CSS, padding, margins, background image, height, z index, these are all positioning. This all are standard CSS. So I think you are pretty much comfortable with it, in case if you are following nextjs tutorial. And in case if you are not, well, learning CSS first will make much more sense. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So we have this background. Now we'll work on the container we are creating. So now we have this container, and we have designed this container top section, but we haven't done a lot of things here. So first we need a row here. Let's import a row, and inside this row we need a column, of course. Now this column will have a access of 12 and MD of 6. Great. I think 2 will be enough. Yeah. So once we have it here, we're gonna add some information. I'm gonna have an image here. This image will have a class name of img fluid, and I'm gonna add a source, and that will be /assets /mobile png. I'll save it, though it's not gonna make much more sense now. Yes, we have to keep all the position, work on them. So for that I'm gonna add two more section. First one will be section top, which I will create here, class name section top. Great. And this will have another class name, and I'm going to call it, well, let's just say section top left. That will make much more sense. So section top left. Great. Let me save this. I'm gonna design them. For that I'm gonna copy this part, save, copy this section top inside this global.css. We are gonna put it here, and section top will have a minimum width, and 90 pw will be okay. Also we need a minimum height. I'll keep it 100 vh. Then we need this display. We'll keep the display flex. Also we are gonna justify the content center upgrade. Come on, center, and align items in center as well. So yeah, standard stuff. If I save it, we'll have it here, and yes, we have it. And that's, I think, pretty much all you want to do with this section. We don't need to specify the left anymore. Yes, I don't think we need it. So after this we have this section, and I'm going to give it a class name, and I'm going to call it section top. Okay, all right. Now here I'm gonna have some text and all. So first we need a division here, and I'm gonna give it a class name, and we will call it, what can I say, plate image container, because we're gonna add some plate here. img container. I'll come back to this part. We also need another division. We don't need a division. We can just go with this container. So I need a h6. We're gonna say foodo. After this I need a paragraph. Okay, now let's go with h2 first. Some tagline, catchy tagline, get your food in. Okay, that's cool. I think. Also need another h1. We're gonna say foodo again. After that we need a p tag. We can go with some lorem ipsum, I think. Yeah, let me just get some lorem ipsum. Okay, yeah, we have a lot of texts, so close it. We don't need. So here we don't need that much of. Okay, that will be enough. Okay, so after that we need a button. So let's get a button. I'm gonna give it a class name. That will be button. Come on, button custom. And we can say download now. Yes, as it's a landing page for mobile app, download app will be okay. Yeah, let's save it. We have to design this part, and what we have, let's see, we're gonna come to this image part later. First we need to design this right section with this text. So for that I'm gonna just copy this inside this global.css, because if we check out our project now, it is looking well, I'll not say bad, but not something that not something catchy, you can say, something what we are looking for. So inside this right section, what we actually need, we're gonna give it a glass morphism. We're gonna use glass morphism effect here. So for that I'm gonna go with the background color. We can type white first. That's a hack in VS Code, and you can just make it a little bit down. I'm gonna keep it 3. Yeah, that will be okay. So that's our background color. After that we need a backdrop filter, that is blur, and 10 pixel will be okay. Then we need a padding. padding will be okay, 50 pixel. We need some space between text and all, so border radius, okay, come on, border radius will be 10 pixel. Great. So yeah, if I save it, we should see this class morphism effect, and as you can, yes, we have it. These colors are getting blurry and all, so that's what we are trying to achieve here. This and glass morphism effect is right now quite trending on the market. So yes, we'll modify it a little bit, but that's later. Let's just continue it, styling our text. So for that, I'm gonna copy this part. Let's copy this. We have a h2, if I can remember properly, of h2, I think. Yeah, so let's give it a font weight 600. Yeah, then we have a h1 as well, font size 60 pixel, and font weight 700, letter spacing 10 pixel. After that we have a h6, so paste it, h6. I'm gonna font weight 700, color brown, yeah, brownish. Okay, letter spacing we need it 10 pixel, yeah, I think. Yeah, then we have to design our custom button. That will be background color tomato. Yeah, button text color white, but we also need to disable the hover effect, and for that I'm gonna say button custom clone hover. That will have a color of white as well. Let's save it. Let's see how it's looking. Wow, nice, great. Don't worry, we'll change this fonts and all, but yeah, it's good, it's not bad. But we need a shadow here, and for that I'm gonna get into this top component here. After this right, we are gonna have a shadow that will make it much more realistic. Yes, great. Now, so let me just change the font, and for that we're gonna add pop-ins. So let's search for pop-ins. Here we are gonna have this 300 here. That will look right. Let me import it inside global.css. We're gonna add it on top of everything. Here sans serif is okay. I'm gonna say pop-ins. Let's close it, comma, and save it. It should work. Yep, here it is. So yeah, it's looking good, not bad, it's great. So we have the image, we have it here, and we are kind of done with our top component. Next we're gonna work with the other components, and let's see what next we have. So next we are going to work with the service component. For the RC, great. We need this division, and we are going to give it a class name. Oh, come on, class name. And the class name will be service container background. We can call it BG. Service container BG. Inside that division we need a container, not double C, one C. Inside this container we need a row, and then we need a color as usual. Come on, great. So let's go to excess of 12 and MDC4. Yeah, we need 3 of them. Great. And we're gonna add some text and all, but this container will have a class name, and we'll call it service container. Great. And inside this first one, do we need any class name for each and every one? So no, I don't think we need. Let's just give it an image. This image will have a class name. Certainly we're gonna call it ingfluid. Also we're gonna catch it by saying service image. ing will be okay. Also we need a source, and for source I'm gonna say assets slash image one dot png. Come on. Great. After that we need a h2 tag. Here we are going to say best offer in town. And we need a little paragraph. We're going to copy lorem ipsum from the top component. Okay, because we are lazy AF. Yes, great. So next I'm gonna just copy this word, I'm gonna paste it and change the image. Of course I'm not that much lazy, or maybe I am, though I don't care. Okay, let's just change the text a little bit. Let's say first delivery, and after this one I'm gonna paste it here, and this time it will be image 3. No standard naming convention. And let's call it quality food, and let's save it. I think that's okay, but we're gonna design them. So inside this global.css, so first what we have, let's just first comment out a section here. Okay, let's call it top background, and here let's call it what can I say, service component. First we have, I think, service container. Well, service container background. Let me copy this. Service container background. It should have a background color white and a padding top 100 pixel. After that we have image. Well, before image we have container as well. Service container. As you let me just show you, this is the service container. Yes, yeah. Here inside the service container I'm gonna say minimum height 50 ph. Then we have a service image, and if that is this is the service image. So here we're gonna say service image, and service image, what can I say, just let me think about it. Width 200 pixel. Let's save it, but we have to import it here as well inside this main, and I'm gonna call it service component. Oh come on. Okay, let's save it, and here we are, we have it here. But I'm gonna remove this scroll bar because I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. So to remove this scroll we have to do, just let me type it, clone webkit, I think, hyphen web kit scroll bar, kit scroll bar. Come on, yes, here you go. Here I'm going to say display none. Great. And as you can see, we don't have it anymore, but we have this nice images with text. So we are done with the service component. Next we have download component. Let's work on download component now. So here I'm gonna type rfc. We need this division, and okay, now before download we need about as well. Yeah, about, we need about first. rfc about. See, here we are gonna give the class name, call it about container -pg, stands for background. Then we need a container. Inside that container we'll have a row. Then we need a column. This column will have XS12 and MD6 as well, and we need two of it. So first we need an image which will have a class name. Excuse me. We'll give it image fluid, and after that we need a source which will be assets slash image image hyphen about dot png. Great. And inside this one we are going to add some details. For that I'm going to call it class name. About details will be okay. About details. So there we need a div. Inside h2 set is top and down, because this time I'm lazy a little bit. Come on. Stop and down, and some loading some text as well. Let's keep it in bold first. Where is this top component here? I'll not keep that much of it, little of it. Then we're gonna have a paragraph. Okay, and at the end we need a button as well. btn custom. I'm gonna say explore more. Save it, and we're gonna design this and this part. So for that I'm gonna just copy this global.css, comment out about component. You can say section if you want, but for now we're gonna call it component. Here we're gonna have a background color. We'll give it white. Great. Next we need details section. It's nothing but about details. If you can't remember, this is the section about details. Oh, come on. Details. And here we are gonna add a display flex. Then we're going to justify the content to center. After that we're going to align the item to center, but we have to give it a flex direction as well, and flex direction will be column. Great. Let's save it. We should see the about section. Oh no, we shouldn't see this because we have to add it here. Let's import about component. Is it here? Yeah. Let's save it. Now we should see it. Yes, this is the image and this is the text we just added here. So we are done with the about section. Next we are going to work on the what was that. And now we are going to work with this download component. So we started working with it, but yeah, let's complete it now. Let's give it a class name, and I'm gonna say, what can I say, download container. BG. Then we need a container, and we'll give it a class name, download container. Container or component? Container. Let's say container. Great. Then we're gonna have h3 here. Let's say get food with food to, yeah, that makes sense. We need another h3. Say download the app. Download the app. Then we need a little paragraph, because without a paragraph it will not make sense. So let's give it a p. Oh dear. So okay, let me just copy this lorem ipsum first. Don't make too much. That will work. Then we need another container, and that will be for the image. Right, we're gonna give it class name. Let's say img download, and inside this we need two images, and these are actually for Play Store and Apple Store. So img, I'm gonna have a source and a class name of image fluid, img fluid. Come on, not p, fluid. Great. We need two images, so let's save this, and we need two links for that. Let me get it from my GitHub. Let's add it here, and with this one as well, let's add it here. And if I save it now, of course I'll not see anything because stupidly I forgot to add it here. Now I'm gonna say download component. Still we're not gonna see something great because we haven't added any design. As you can see, that's too big. So inside this global.css we are gonna add the styling. So let me say download component. Here I'm gonna say download. Okay, let me just copy it. I'm quite lazy right now. Come on. Here we are gonna add a background color, white. After this we need the container. Let's add it here. It will have a minimum height of 40 ph, which is few height. Then we're going to have a display of flags. We're going to justify content to center. Also we're going to align items to center, and we also need a flex direction. Come on, column. And after that we also have an image which we call img download, though it's not the image, it's the image container. And here we are going to say display flags, justify content center, also align items center, because we have to centerize it horizontally and vertically. Once we're done with this section, we're going to say img download img, and this time I want to say width, and 150 pixel will be more than enough. So yes, as you can see, it's looking not great but good, quite good actually. Yeah. And next we are gonna add a contact and a footer, and that's gonna complete our work. So let's see, and I'm gonna give it a class name. We'll call it contact container bg, which is background, in case if you don't know. And this container, we'll give it a class name, and we'll call it contact container. After that we need a row. Come on, yes. Inside that row we need a column. Actually we need two columns, and we'll give it xs12 and md6. You can use media query for make it mobile responsive, but for now we are just gonna concentrate on the desktop design, so just use media query, it will work fine, so no issue with that. And we actually need one more of this, so Ctrl C Ctrl V, and in this first one we're going to add some text, and h1, then we need a paragraph. Let me find that lorem ipsum. paste it here. Then we're going to add a division that will be for the icon mainly. So I'm going to add a few span tag here, give it a class name of fa Facebook square. Don't worry, it's not gonna work right now. We have to add the CDN link for it, but let's just add it first. The second span will be, let me control C control V this, and this will be Instagram. Great. And we need another one which will be, well, let's go with LinkedIn, because if you don't have a LinkedIn, you're not gonna get a job, you know. Right now that's what's happening. So okay, we have this column completed here, and inside this column we can add few links and all, but I'm just gonna add some dummy text as a link. So you know, just quickly to add, let's just quickly add few. So first, but we're okay, let's just not do it like this. You know what, hang on, let's do this little bit wisely. So 3 will be okay, I think. Yeah, 2 3 will be okay. In this first one I'm gonna add few links, dummy links, nothing else. Let's call it links. And then I'm gonna add few line break. After that we're gonna add some text. So h6 will be okay here. Overview, you can add whatever text you want, no issue with that. So let's call it social media. And the last one, let's call it contact. Great. And another dummy part here, we can say go with B, and let's call it company. And you can go with other text if you want, make some real text, but yeah, dummy text will be more than enough, no issue. So h6 again, overview, social media, contact. That's more than okay, I think. So let's just complete the design, and for that I'm gonna get into this global.css. Where are you? And first thing we need, that is, okay, let's just comment out the section first. Here we're gonna have a contact container and contact background. Let's work on the background first. Contact container bg. We just need the background color here, and I'm gonna just go with RGB 255 214 175, just to, you know, keep the color combination good, nothing else. Container, okay, contact container. And this will have a padding. This will have few properties. First one is padding left 20 pixel, padding right also 20 pixel. We need a minimum height. Let's keep it 30 ph. Also display, flex. Great. Justify content, center, and align item center. Great. Once we are done with this, we are going to work on this fa font awesome. Come on, not af. Come on, af. That was silly. Okay, so margin left 5 pixel. That will be okay, no issue. We also need this font size, and we're gonna keep it 20 pixel, more than enough, believe me. And it's great, it's quite great. Let's save it. We're gonna import it here. Let's call it contact component. That's what we named it before. Contact component. Come on, yeah, I made it. Great. So also we have the footer. So for footer here, we are gonna just, you know, keep it h5 tag. and we're going to say voodoo ampersand copy, make a copyright sign, nothing else. My channel name here. Great, let's save it. Let's give it a class name. I'm sorry, footer. Great, let's copy, save this part inside this global.css. We are gonna design this footer part. We need a display, and that will be flex. After that, we need justify content to center, also align items to center, and we need a background color property. We'll go with RGB 43, 31 and 20. Great. And here also we need a minimum height. I'll keep it 5ph, that will be okay. Great, let's see how's it looking. Wow, great, cool. But we're missing this, so let me just add a color here. So color white, and yes, it's perfect, it's looking good. I'll not say that it's looking bad, it's okayish. So yeah, we have everything we wanted to have, though we have a little bit more space here. Let's see how we can fix it. That part, okay, I don't think we need that much of padding. I think yes, so much, and something is bad here. Let's see. This is, which part is this? This is the download part. So let's see the download part here. Is it for minimum height? Let's make it 20. Oh yeah, that was for the height. So okay, it's now good. But this images are taking so little, so let's give it a margin bottom. Let's keep it 20 pixel. Okay, that's gonna break a design a little bit, so we're gonna make it padding. Come on, yeah, great. So now it's good. So yeah, this was the whole design that we just developed using nextjs. We used class morphism here, also some icons and all, and source code is available for free, so it's completely free. You can check out it in the GitHub. So I'll add that GitHub link in description, so feel free to check it out. And of course, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you are liking this video and subscribing to my channel if you are new here, because yeah, I am new here with my new channel. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section, and have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.